You are listening to a clip from the Righteous Tongues podcast, where we speak fluent hip-hop. Hosted by FDT, the BX Boy and D.Bail. For more, please visit grusselmedia.com.
Peace, world. Welcome to the Righteous Tongues podcast, where we speak fluent hip-hop with your host, FDT.
Yo, what up, world? It's end of 2018. We got some good topics to discuss. You know what I mean? It's been a minute, but we back, y'all.
We got the BX Boy.
Yo, what's good? It's the BX Boy. Welcome to 2019. Thanks for spending the beginning of it with us. Let's get to it.
And I be your media arts specialist, D.Bail. And once again, you're checking out the Righteous Tongues podcast, courtesy of grusselmedia.com. We appreciate your listening ears, and we also appreciate you rocking with us. I don't want to say it's been a year just yet, but, you know, y'all been rocking with us approximately for the past 9 months, you know, those that are in the know, you know what I'm saying? So we are slowly but surely, releasing episodes to the public. So when you check out the YouTube page, YouTube.com/Grussel Media USA, you'll hear some vintage or retro episodes. So don't think that we're behind the times. We're just basically going to be uploading the catalog of what we did thus far, just so you can kind of get a feel of us and our personalities. You know, once again,
you get to see the progress, momentum, all that good stuff.
All that good stuff. I mean,
right.
We are a family themed podcast. You know what I'm saying? My first cousin, the BX Boy, and then my younger brother, 10 years apart. You know what I'm saying? FDT, aka Freaky Ty. You know what I'm saying? So we all bring in our different perspectives. Ty's in the Delaware area. I'm in Jersey, and the BX Boy obviously is in the BX, aka the Bronx, New York City, for those that don't know. So we're all bringing our different perspectives. We all got our different tastes, you know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what the Righteous Tongues podcast, tongues and taste go right together. So, I mean, that's a whole new way to look at it. Like, the Righteous Tongues is basically, we're bringing you all of our different tastes in terms of hip-hop. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree. But one thing about us is we always going to come knowledgeable. We always going to come respectful to each other. And we're always going to be, you know, dedicated to giving the listener, you know, what they deserve, which is quality hip-hop audio. You know what I'm saying? That's what we bring to the table. So with that being said, it's 2019, but we're going to do some reflections. FDT, man, set us off, bro.
Yeah, man, we're going to get it. We're going to discuss this 2018, and one of the biggest names in 2018 who we're going to discuss today is the boy Tekashi 6ix9ine, man. He had a really big year. Not even just to mention music-wise, but, you know, the legal troubles. This man's in jail right now. It's been a real hectic year for Tekashi.
Facts.
It's been a real hectic year for him.
Yeah.
He dropped his debut album this year. Shit's crazy.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Bobby Shmurda, but this is, I think, even worse, because this is a guy who's really, really taking off.
Yeah. It's
based in New York. Better or worse.
He actually got to, you know, start his career, you know what I'm saying? Like, he actually got to taste the success and fame, you know what I mean? Get to rub shoulders with some of, you know, biggest hip-hop names, you know what I mean? And it's over, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sad situation. You know, I did a whole class dedicated, in my education, my side positions when I'm not on the mic here. You know, I work as an educator, and I did a whole lesson dedicated to the thin line between the entertainment industry and the streets, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, Tekashi 6ix9ine, Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn native, is like you said, is currently federally detained, and he's facing a life sentence, multiple life sentences, due to his alleged involvement with the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods, you know. And we talked about how he, made the year very lit, for New York City. I mean, he definitely put a spotlight back, for better or for worse, on the city, and it just seemed like, he couldn't take any losses in the rap game. And he really didn't take any losses within the rap game, because, I mean, he stood up to everybody that came at him. But unfortunately,
he did.
On the law side, where it really, really counts, he unfortunately, is facing a very, very dangerous situation, yo. So, I mean, I think we could talk about musically. He made an impact, and he did it without radio. You know what I'm saying? One of the first artists that I've ever seen really not have that machine behind him. That He
did. In fact, he did it with radio almost against him. Really,
for sure, man.
Some of the major heads of radio, like Ebro.
For sure, man. That was a major debacle. Ebro and 6ix9ine's relationship. Although Funk Flex embraced him, and even DJ Self for Power 105. A couple cats did embrace him through the city, but he had an uphill battle from day one. Just his image and not being, in that framed lyricist category that we know New Yorkers to be. He just was kind of like a throwback, to an Onyx or even to a DMX, who he said was his favorite rapper. But he wasn't known for the bars. He wasn't known for the flow. He just was bringing a certain kind of energy, for better or worse, that really, gave him the spotlight, man. So it's just really, really sad. It's so much speculation going on with the internet right now. So I choose not to. I mean, what information do we not know at this point, other than he's facing trial September 2019. Him and his co-defendants, and we just gotta wait to see what happens, man. And as BX Boy said, it's kind of like that Bobby Shmurda, situation. It's like, have we seen this before? And let's be honest, like 6ix9ine is not the first rapper to be federally indicted this past year in 2018. We also saw the indictments of Philadelphia rapper AR Ab. And Atlanta rapper Rollo as well was federally indicted. So this is a sad.
Feds is cracking down, man.
Yeah,
they're cracking down.
Yeah, it's a sad trend right now that I see a lot of hip hop.
Sad trend. When are we going to learn, man? When are they going to learn? You know what I'm saying? Like, we've had social media for over a decade now, and people still doing the same dumb shit. Still posting money and guns and drugs online and just making ourselves targets, easy targets. We're already targets, just coming out in the world being black, period. We're already targets, an even easier target by, by posting your shit online. You know what I'm saying? For the world to see, and then posting it like it's hip hop police. They out there, they listening. You know what I mean?
And they know that too, and they
get caught up in this shit. I don't know if it's ironic or it's karma, because like I said, I'm a fan of 6ix9ine, but not because of his music.
I got you.
Not at all. Like, I'm a fan of his trolling. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he does some funny shit. You know what I mean? He's trolled a lot of motherfuckers this year. I think one of the funniest things was the whole him, bringing Chief Baby Mom out to NY and taking on a shopping spree. Like, I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Him even going to Chirac and filming in their hood at like 5 in the morning when nobody's around.
That wasn't real. That was fake.
Nah, it's not real. I'm just saying it's just funny. Like, I'm a fan of his trolling, but it's also funny just to see this karma come back around, because he thought he was untouchable. Like, he got away with so much shit this year, just to see it all blow up in his face now. It's like, damn, homie, like, you kind of brought that on yourself. You know what I mean?
I don't know,
so
but
I have no sympathy for him.
The rapper from Flatbush turned up on him, and I thought Tekashi kind of backed down. I think Casanova was his name. You had Tekashi, that he wasn't with the games, and it was...
but...
thankfully, that situation didn't get too crazy, but it could have.
It really could have got crazy, and it was mutual parties that stepped in and kind of diffused it, but I think even Casanova kind of mentioned on his Instagram that people were disappointed in the way that he handled it, because he has such a reputation of being a super goon, that the fact that Tekashi's head wasn't on the pavement somewhere, I think a lot of people expressed some type of disappointment in Casanova, and he, like I said, he even stated that on his Instagram. So the fact that Tekashi didn't really receive bodily harm, except for even in a robbery situation, which allegedly was done by the people within his own crew. He really didn't take any L's from any of his rivals. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just a crazy situation, man. But it's definitely one of the biggest stories of 2018, and everybody will kind of have all eyes on the upcoming trial. See what happens.
you know, the other crazy thing has to do with the team around him. You know, his manager, I think Shotty, I think that's his nickname.
Yeah, for sure.
And, and allegedly the leader of the non-trade Bloods or whatnot, you know, and how that situation, you know, unfolds because apparently, you know, there's a falling out or, you know, they haven't been seeing eye to eye, I guess, when it comes to business or whatever else is going on. And, you know, they saying that he's getting threatened by them cats. Tekashi is. So,
yeah,
you know, it's just a lot of moving parts when it comes to that. And I don't know if y'all heard, but like, I think they had them both in court one day, and Shotty, I think, shouted out, you know, 6ix9ine don't fold. You know, said something to that effect, you know, and like Tekashi kind of just put his head down, like, you know, why would dude say that? So, you know, it's kind of like just a crazy situation, man, with a lot going on and a lot at stake, because you gotta figure that, you know, these guys probably threatening his family, and they're saying that Crips also in jail tried to press him. So he's kind of getting it on both sides, from people that I guess he thought was down with him, the Bloods, and also from Crips in the jail system. So he's going through it.
Yeah,
he really is going through it. And because of the way he's been trolling a lot of the industry, you know, he's really not maybe getting as much support as someone like maybe Meek or even Bobby Shmurda would get.
Yeah,
you know,
good point.
There are a lot of people that are taking joy in him falling. I'm not one of those people that, you know, take joy in seeing him suffer, but at the same time,
right.
You know, I do think the energy he put out, you know, and at the end of the day, you get what you put out, and he's put out a lot. So, you know, it's just a sad situation, but, you know,
good point.
Yeah, he's going through it.
Yeah,
sure.
Man. Good point, man.
All right.
Good point.
So anything else I want to add about that situation, or should we
I mean, FD,
move on?
What's up, man? Anything else you want to add, brother?
Like I said, you know, not much to say. You know, we'll see later on throughout the year what the trial does, and if he makes it out. I mean, even if he does, you know, when one more thing about out of jail. I mean, is he safe at this point? Can he go back to being Tekashi 6ix9ine? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know, because they talking about if he snitches or this and that, or when he gets out, if he gets out, you know.
Yeah.
I would imagine might be shot as a rapper, especially if, you know,
if he tells,
he ends up, you know, squealing on, you know, on his peoples.
Yeah.
Interesting, you know. Tekashi seems to be going in, and Bobby is supposed to be coming out soon. So, you know, it's just crazy how the stuff works, you know.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, man.
Yeah, but so on a lighter note, another entertainer artist I want to talk about. They had a huge 2018, and like I said, I'm not gonna spend a long time at it, but I just think we definitely gotta give a shout out to Cardi B, man. Like, she did what no one expected. You know what I'm saying? Like, from listening to her first mixtape back in like 2016, I had no idea Cardi would reach the success that she's reached. Like, this was her year. Like, I can't name too many other people who had a better year than Cardi B this year.
Nah.
Like,
yeah, man.
She's up there for sure, without question.
She definitely put it down and became a musical pop cultural icon. And
she did it her way too.
Yeah,
and she's being nominated at the Grammys.
Yeah,
she's very herself. I mean,
like, she got like at least like 9 Grammy nominations. Like, this is crazy, man.
And I mean, when you listen to her, like her podcast or her, you know, when she's just talking online or whatever, you know, the fame hasn't changed her. Let's just say that at all. Like,
yeah,
it's just crazy. And I mean, I respect that she did it, you know, her way, on her terms, and not letting the industry change her. But some of the stuff she said out of her mouth was like, wow. You know?
Well, yeah, if it's not broke, then don't.
But that's what people love about it, though. Exactly. That she's herself, you know?
Exactly. It works.
Like how many different events happen in her life in just 2018 alone. Like we already covered earlier this year in the podcast, the whole Nicki Minaj beef.
Big.
You know, she had a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Her and Offset are having
Offset. You know what I'm saying? They still having issues with infidelity and shit like that going on in their relationship. And it's just like, she's still popping, man. Like, shout out to Cardi B, man. It's like,
she's navigating it well.
And not mention Cardi B. And like I said, he even talked about her album in early episodes, and she did a thing this year.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. She's navigating it well, man. She dropped a pretty decent album. I thought it was pretty decent.
No doubt.
Not my favorite album, but it was pretty decent, and it definitely had its hits.
Facts.
So yeah, man. It's hard to name someone who had a bigger year than Cardi.
Yeah, nah, she definitely had a banner year, man. And between her and 6ix9ine, man, you're talking about
it's kind of neck and neck. Yeah,
New York City, just as a whole, for a long time, just people saying, well, when is New York coming back? And I think 2018, along with the success of the A Boogies, you know what I'm saying, along with that
A Boogie with the hoodie,
you know what I'm saying,
New York rappers,
you know what I mean,
definitely on the charts again.
Definitely on the charts.
I mean, you're right. I mean, it's taking a different form than like previously, but that's because the eras of hip hop changed. But yeah, New York hip hop is definitely back on the airwaves. It's definitely something that people are checking for. Those artists in particular. So yeah,
no doubt.
Sure.
No doubt. Like I said, now this person might not have had the same impact Cardi had, but he definitely was talked about as much was Kanye West, man.
Yeezy.
Kanye, yeah.
This man wilding.
Mr. West, what can you say about Kanye West? What can you say? Well, I remember D.Bail mentioned this in one of our earlier podcasts, but he was absolutely right. This is a man who I think has continuing struggles with mental health issues, and I think a lot of his actions really bear that out. I mean, between the Trump stuff and back and forth with Drake, and
it's not even a back and forth with Drake. It's just him going at Drake.
Yeah. It's
so like literally 100 Twitter posts about Drake.
And he just hits his rants and just. This is just a guy who really, I think he's crying out for help and has been for a while. And the death of his mom, I still think that's just something that, you don't really get over the death of a parent, but I think he's really just crying out for some kind of assistance and needs to try to get outside of that Hollywood Kardashian bubble. And I don't know, man. Someone just needs to really just kind of wrap their arms around him, like, yo, bro, where you going? It's not a great direction.
I mean,
what are y'all thoughts on Kanye?
I disagree, man. I don't think he's crying out for help. I think he's in whatever place that he's in, whether it's his comfortable place, whether it's his sunken place. He's in a space, man, but I disagree. I don't think he's calling out for help because, musically, he's been more productive this year than he's been in years prior. You're talking about 4 or 5 albums that he executively produced and dropped this year. You know what I'm saying? He's been very active with the newer generation of artists. He's in tune with the older generation of artists. He's the bridge, you know what I'm saying, politically. Like I said, his political thoughts really don't have much bearing in my world personally, but I can understand why people feel, some type of way about how he feels. But he believes that he is a genius. He believes he's this misunderstood genius, and I don't think that type of person or that type of narcissism really cries out for help. I think they try to get everybody else to adjust to their main frame of thinking and try to adjust to whatever their thought process is. So, I never was a huge Kanye West fan personally, like in terms of the personality, in terms of the rapper. I loved his beats. I loved his first album. I loved a lot of the music that he did, but I just, like this to a younger generation, maybe to the FDT's generation, he's more of an idealistic figure, as is like maybe a Jay and Nas is on my generation. But to me, it's just not there for me. Yeah, or to yours, exactly. So,
yeah, I understand.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hold him in that high regard. Like, yo, he's, you know, I understand. I'm not taking nothing away from him. Yeah. I'm not taking nothing. Yeah. But when people compare him to like Prince and Michael Jackson, like I'm just not there with him, man. I'm not.
Yeah, me neither. I mean? We do agree on that part. Yeah, I do agree. He's not the it artist for me either.
Right. So, you know, his heel turn is not so much of a letdown for me as it maybe is for other people. You understand what I'm saying? So I look at him saying, yeah, he has some mental health issues, because he said he's had some mental health issues. Just the way that he kind of moves, kind of erratically sometimes, you can see that. But I don't think the man is crying out for help, man. I think he's in a space.
But that's kind of why I do think he is, because I just think if you look at the way he's moving, this is a guy, he's up one day, he's down the next day, he's saying this one day, now he's not saying this. Like, right. He was all saying all this stuff about Trump before, and then all of a sudden now it's, you know, he's falling back, and he doesn't want to, you know, embrace it anymore. He's making statements about slavery, and then the 13th Amendment, mostly that's either inaccurate or taken out of context. Okay. Now he's not saying that. So it's just erratic energy. I know you mentioned that he's putting out all this music, and he is, but I mean, you know, and I suppose this is subjective, but to me, most of it hasn't really been that great. I mean, okay, I know he's had his hand in producing a lot of things. I did think Pusha T's album was solid. I did not think his album was very good, to be honest with you. The Ye album. Okay. So, you know, I mean, I suppose there's some of that, you know, my own bias there too. But, you know, I just feel like this is a guy who, you know, you just don't know where he is.
But he's always been like that.
Just erratic energy. Yeah, but this is
for me.
It's just at a different level. Different level.
I used to be the biggest Kanye fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when Jesus Walks came out.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I remember The College Dropout. You know what I'm saying? Like, as an old Kanye fan, you know what I'm saying? His first two albums, classic in many eyes. I wasn't a fan of the 808s and Heartbreaks. I did like my Dark Twisted Fantasy, but everything else after that hasn't really been up to par of what I'm used to coming from Kanye. And I get it. Like, he's an artist. He's trying new things. He rides new waves, you know what I'm saying? He works with different artists to try to expand and do different things. But it's just like, dog, we missed the old Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Like, this Kanye, this is a drastic change. You know, we've seen Kanye at the White House this year. I can't imagine Kanye from 2004, you know, remotely speaking the things that he spoke about in the White House. And I get people evolve and they change over time, but it's just like, bruh, like he's a completely different person in my eyes, right?
I mean, you gotta look at Kanye's own back
fans as well. Yeah,
you gotta look at his background,
it's hard to watch this shit, man. It's hard.
His mother's a Black History teacher. You know, I mean, it's just some of that. It's just, like I said, it's just erratic energy, you know. And if it's not a cry for help, it's just something. But I just feel like, yeah, Kanye's always been out there, but it just feels like it's amplified to like times 10. You know, and I feel like the energy that Donald Trump has brought, like almost anything kind of goes kind of attitude, if you apply it to politics and being a leader of this country, then everything is on the table. Kanye can be the president. Jay-Z can be the president. Anybody. It's just basically anything goes, you know, type of thing. And I think that kind of energy kind of lends itself to that erraticness and just that kind of Kanye energy, you know? And he can relate to that. So on some level, I understand, you know, where you're coming from and what you're saying, but I just think that, you know, it's just amp times 10. And part of that is the times that we're living in, you know? For sure.
No doubt.
Without question.
No doubt. I respect it, man.
And like I said, I like some of Kanye music too. I mean, I wasn't necessarily the fan that FDT was, but I did like his first two albums.
Me too.
But after that, I have to say that he's had more misses than hits for me. Like, I might listen to, you know, one of his later albums and maybe like 3 to 5 cuts out of like maybe 14 or 15 or whatever it is. So yeah, it's been more more missed than hit for me. But hey, we'll always have those first two albums, and you know, for everyone that doesn't like something, there's a bunch more that do. So you know,
And
just hoping 2019 is a better one for Kanye.
And ironically, we have a cousin that's in his 40s, and 808 and Heartbreaks is one of his favorite Kanye albums.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
This goes to show.
So, as you just said, BX Boy, something for everybody.
You're right. There is something for everybody. That's what you can say about this generation of hip-hop.
Facts. Different generations like different things, man.
For different reasons.
I guess we're at that age where it's just like, you know...
It would be a boring world if we all like the same
music thing. Is just not for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we sound like how our parents sound when it comes to the music that we liked in the 90s, and you know what I mean? So, it's just one of those things, but...
It's something for everybody, and you are right about that.